As world leaders gather in Lithuania, Ukrainian soldiers on the front line are calling on NATO to invite Kyiv in, warning it may be the only way to end war with Russia once and for all.
Had we been a NATO member state, this war would have never happened. That's what I believe. Therefore, in the future, after we win, I hope we will join NATO.
Ukraine's forces have made some headway in their summer counteroffensive, although the gains are slow and smaller than many had hoped for. Povar, an infantryman who only gave his call sign, admits the Russians are well dug in, but he says his unit had recently captured a village on the southeastern part of Ukraine's front line.
NATO itself should want the Ukrainian army to be part of its alliance. They have seen what kind of men we are, what kind of people we are, and what we are capable of.
President Volodymyr Zelensky concedes that Ukraine will probably not be allowed into the alliance while the war with Russia is raging. Kyiv sees membership as the ultimate deterrent against Russia attacking Ukraine again. That feeling is shared on the front lines.
When we have such a miserable neighbor, then we need to join some kind of alliance, join the civilized world, to have serious support and serious partners. I hope this will be the last war in Ukraine.
Email exchanges from inside the BBC, they talk about the risk of violating Indian laws. It's easier to rake up the freedom of speech debate, but does it give anyone a free pass to knowingly violate the law? America supports India because it needs India's support in return. And India is working with the US because it suits India's interests. This is how geopolitics works. Last night, he diffused a crisis with his defense minister. But today, Netanyahu was confronted with a new problem. His cabinet seems to have rebelled against him. The UK is looking at the Indian subcontinent to fill its coffers. That India seems to be negotiating from a position of power, like a partner and not a former colony. The US and Russia are dangerously close to an armed conflict. This year, 2023, New Delhi will be the capital of global diplomacy. For a country as diverse as ours, with 88% of the population illiterate, it was a very big deal to write a constitution, and that too, the world's largest. Meanwhile, if we may, here's a Republic Day gift from India for the BBC. A list of suggestions for the BBC for their upcoming documentaries. Number 1, the Kohinoor and the colonial loot. Number 2, an outdated monarchy and unhealthy obsession with the royals. Number 3, racism in 2023. We're waiting.